Good morning from Disturbia. It is 9 degrees here at around 6:30 in the morning. Yesterday evening it was 7. I walked out the house and I knew right away. I thought that the temperature might go down, but no, of course it started to rain. They brought in the rain. Remember that song by Creedence Clearwater Revival, Who Will Stop the Rain? We're being told that trees are dying because there is no water. Are you kidding me? These people who speak in defiance of what they can see with their eyes and hear with their ears are abominable. And unfortunately, they rule the world and they have everyone in their grip. I got into a big argument recently with a friend of mine. I just couldn't help myself. And recently, when the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest was brought up in a conversation, I thought yesterday that I would take a look at it. And I haven't been able to find the full movie on internet, but I found a site that shows different scenes from it, although he didn't show all the scenes. And I realized, to me, the movie is an allegory for Mystery Babylon. And the people who enter into Mystery Babylon become complacent. They've become almost infantile. They are voluntarily there, many of them, in this nut house, as they called it. Now, I don't want to be, my intent is not to be pejorative, because really I understand that living here in Mystery Babylon can and will make you sick one way or another. It is a realm of sickness and dis-ease. But the only way out is to go through it, and you can only be relieved and redeemed and saved by the one who created you, the Messiah, the true Messiah. And I'm assuming that most people have seen this movie, One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, but maybe some haven't. And to me it is, like I say, it is an allegory. And the one man who entered in to the nut house was put there with the intent to kill him because he knew the truth. This is my opinion. And if you know the truth and you expose the wickedness, which he could not help but do, you see, his character had eyes and ears. His eyes could see and his ears could hear. And he just could not tolerate listening to these lies. Nothing to see here. Move right along. Let's get back to the daily routine. This culminates, of course, at the suicide death of one of the inmates. I would really recommend this film, because it is the truth. It's the truth about the realm that we live in. There are probably many movies like this, but to me it just encapsulates it so well. One flew east, one flew west, one flew over the cuckoo's nest. It's not a comedy. It's a tragedy of the realm that we live in. And the people who know the truth and want to expose and want to make a difference are throttled to the point of death. The man was, here's a spoiler now, he was first electroshocked and then lobotomized. Admittedly, I'm not saying that what this character did, this Jack Nicholson character, RPM, interesting here, RPM, revolutions per minute. I don't know what it really stands for, but when I saw the RPM, I just thought, yeah, that makes sense in a way, because it was really only a matter of time. I think it's 33 1/3 RPM, isn't it? It was really only a matter of time before they literally put him down. But it's very poignant and it's very true, and really I'd encourage anybody to watch it if you can. Because like I say, it reminded me too of a circumstance recently, a situation that came up with an acquaintance of mine. I also exploded, and I have a tendency to explode. Because when I hear the same old platitudes trotted out, the earth is a spinning ball, and it's no wonder when the sun is red at night. It's just normal. The sky is normal, and they can't change the weather. You and your scientific articles, you're reading the wrong ones. You are a conspiracy theorist. You are a tinfoil hatter. You are a Bible thumper. Don't talk to me about God. Don't talk to me about the Bible. At one point, I had just had enough and exploded. And I saw on screen yesterday when I was watching One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest, this happening also, this RPM character just revving up and going into he was just spiraling out of control. He was spiraling out of the control of Babylon. And Babylon, in order to get order, to resume order, they killed him. And this is what's going on now. Jesus said he would shorten the days. I don't believe that time is spinning faster and faster. I don't believe that. God does not change. A minute is still a minute. My opinion, my experience. There are still 24 hours in a day. But it's escalating. And as we escalate toward the end of time, which God will smash, and we will go into eternal judgment, my opinion, of course, it does seem like time is going quicker and quicker, and things are escalating because they're hitting you with images. It's just like the films that they used to make. They used to be very static, and now they're showing you I don't know how many images in a second. That's why they can just sneak in images that you don't even see, and they're telling a story with these images that you don't even see. They're going into your subconscious, and this is also a thing that can hypnotize you. But in the movie, the antics of the man who can see and hear escalate. As the pressure builds, he gets more and more out of control. And it's really interesting that this movie was brought again to my attention, because when I had this conversation with, I'm not going to say friend, because she's not a Christian, she doesn't love God, and she's told me that lying is okay. It doesn't really hurt anybody. And I asked myself, why did I explode like that? And it was a day when the wind turbines were really going. They were coming in from the west, but we had cold air coming in from the east. It was really strange. And cold. And she was telling, I said, look at the sky, look at the black that they've just sprayed in. Look at the plane flying directly down. There's one flying straight up and another one flying directly down diagonally. I said, look at the sun that's red. Look what they're doing, the manipulation. To give you a false impression. They're controlling everything you see. So that what you see you will believe, but it's really not what you think it is. And she started calling me a conspiracy theorist and trying to placate me like this, just like Nurse Ratched. In the movie One Flew Over the Cuckoo, I call her Nurse Wretched. And probably that's what the illusion was too, when the author named her Nurse Ratched. And I asked myself, why did I explode? Why did I explode like that? And then I saw this movie and I thought, he did it too. It's just because you just have to, it's like a brick wall that needs to be detonated with the truth, and you cannot do it. There are people that are just so stuck, just like the inmates of this cuckoo's nest. And I mean, the movie was actually quite positive and optimistic because it showed that and demonstrated that this RPM was able to so-called change the attitudes of the indifferent men who committed themselves. These men committed themselves wrong. They could leave at any time. But still they let themselves be subjected to electroshock therapy. Kicking and screaming. I would too. I'm not making fun of them. Kicking and screaming and crying that they didn't want the electroshock. And yet they were voluntarily subjecting themselves to it.